welcome to Let's Talk About Live Shopping, a series dedicated to unraveling the intricacies of the live shopping phenomenon. And we know there are a lot of intricacies in this particular platform. I'm your host, Cynthia Nelson, video commerce expert, three-time entrepreneur, Forbes contributor, investor, and advisor. Today, we're talking to Dave Lazar, CEO of Stage 10. Hey, good morning, Dave, and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. It's my great pleasure.
One of the things I always like to hear are the founder stories, what actually inspired the creation of Stage 10? How did that all come about?
Well, we came from a very we came into creating Stage 10 from a very clear set of insights that the web was being underutilized as a live medium. The web by its nature is a two-way and interactive medium. But we saw over and over again, year after year, on platform after platform, that the web was being used as a distribution medium to deliver live content, and it was being used as a marketing medium. But the whole magic of the web is that the audience and the performer can be in a real-time interactive experience. And taking it one step further, we also saw that the power of this web medium to actually take transactions or have the audience send money through the screen opened up a tremendous new way for content to be monetized without interruptive and annoying advertisements. And over again, we saw it was very difficult to monetize live content. It remains that way even today. And we saw that as a major opportunity. And we knew that there was missing pieces of infrastructure to make that possible. And the first was the ability to create content where the interactive elements were treated as assets within the show. So not just the ability to bring in traditional production assets like video clips or graphics, but the ability for whomever's making the content, the brand, the merchant, the live seller, or the creator or the influencer, to be able to command and control interactive assets in the context of the show. And also the ability to deliver that content in a purpose-built player where the audience could actually interact on screen, and maybe most importantly, to deliver it. And this was a learning that took us a couple of years to get to through trial and error. That if you don't deliver the content in real time, the interactions don't make sense. And we learned that through even before we started Stage 10, we were working on an interactive content format, which was a talent show where people would perform live from their webcam, and the audience had a button. And more than half the people were hitting the button. The performer would be booted off the stage and the next one would go live. And that taught us a bunch of stuff. It taught us that we needed that live production control room to make sure that the content was brand safe, that it was polished, and there was a director able to control it. But we also realized that if you deliver the content with a delay, like they do currently on all the social platforms and even Twitch, because it's RTMP based, which is really a flash based system, those interactions don't make sense. And we needed to get the content delivery down to sub-second latency for this for these next generation content formats to really take off. So we set to work on solving all those issues. We created the Live Creator Suite, which allowed in-context featuring of interactive elements like votes or reaction meters or buy now opportunities in the context of a show, just like you would a traditional asset like a video clip or a graphic. Right. And then we created a player where the audience could participate in those interactions, send money directly through the screen without leaving the content, and deliver that content in real time. So the whole thing came together and made sense, so that when you're interacting with the content, you feel like you're part of the show. When you when you ask a question to a merchant, they answer you like you're in the same room. Those were the real keys to us succeeding in that vision. And we knew that we needed to, so in summary, we needed to be able to let people create content where interactions were a part of the show. We need to let audiences experience those interactions on screen as part of of the um, the audience experience, and we needed to deliver the content so it was like the audience and the performer were in the same room. And once we did that and attached ways for these creators, influencers, and publishers to make money from that content, which is
Mm,
super key as well. It's
yeah.
one thing to create the infrastructure; it's
Right.
another to let people turn it into businesses. Um, that's really what inspired Stage 10 and the journey we've been on building this complete purpose-built platform for live shopping.
It is no small lift. I know that for a fact.
No,
Many,
it,
many have tried. Many have tried. It's as much of an art as it is a science, right? Many have tried and many have raised, well, very few, but a couple have raised hundreds of millions of dollars at it. And still, it's continuously maturing. The market's maturing. This kind of leads me into the next question on conversion, which you talked about. It's one thing to make all this great content. It's another one to have to actually make money doing it. So talking about the conversion side, what have you seen with clients, kind of best practice, or if you have a case study or something you want to call out? Because that's the biggest thing that they ask, right? Is, hey, I need to get an audience to come to this. B, I need it distributed everywhere. And C, we've got to make money doing it. So what are you seeing in terms of conversion?
well, what's wonderful is to see that the that insight and philosophy that prompted the creation of Stage 10 and all the refinements in the technology to achieve those goals has been unbelievably successful in market. Uh, I think the best way to describe is, the first instinct for merchants in the West to do live shopping was social shopping, and the results were really underwhelming. There was
Yeah,
that long delay.
yeah,
They were sending people away from the content to go back to the store to make a purchase.
yeah,
So that really acted more as an ad for the content versus a true live shopping experience.
yeah,
When our partners started to adopt our complete purpose-built system and deliver the content on their storefronts and into our new partnership with Shop, which provides an audience network of 100 million shoppers, um, the conversion rates jumped from 1 to 2% on social to 10 to 12% through the Stage 10 player. And that's because we were delivering the content in real time. That's because when someone makes a purchase, it happens. The streamer is informed and they can thank them right on screen.
yeah,
When someone has a question about the product and the merchant or the live seller answers them as
yeah,
if they're standing in the same room,
right,
not only do they get the confidence to make a purchase, but all the other folks watching who maybe had the same question get the confidence to make a purchase. And the other really interesting thing we learned is when our merchant and live seller partners are selling through the complete Stage 10 system, they're also getting the benefit of that long desired need from the audience to feel connected and as a part of the show. So
yeah,
what we learned is that I've always known that audiences were going to love the ability to interact and participate in content once
mm,
our platform was out there. But what we learned is that making a purchase is an interaction unto itself,
yeah,
and they get that same feeling that they do when they get to actually affect the show by voting or participating in a reaction meter or answering or talking to the streamer when they make a purchase. So we're actually seeing a lot of purchases happening, not necessarily because the consumer wants the product delivered to them, but they want that feeling of being part of the show. So it's exciting for us to see that long journey we've been on starting to prove itself out, which is amazing.
that's really great. And then you did mention the Shop app, which is Shopify, right? Tell me about that relationship, because that again, it's all about audience, right? The biggest thing is getting people to show up and to watch something, and then, conversion. So it feels like you're kind of have this ecosystem now.
Yes, we're super excited by our partnership with Shop App and the Stage 10 Shop Live, what they call Shop Mini.
Yeah.
Effectively, what it means for our merchants is now when you go live, Shop App will send out a push notification to anyone who's ever purchased from you before, anyone who follows your brand, and anyone their artificial intelligence believes might be interested in your brand as well.
So like
So
demographically or what they purchased in the past, does it go, but
yeah, I can't speak to their algorithms, but
yeah,
it would be the same system that maybe recommends products
yeah,
to consumers within their
makes
app
sense.
at today.
Yeah,
And what that means is, we've always worked with major brands and merchants who have been able to gather their own audience, and we think that this live shopping is going to be a practice that all merchants need to participate in.
yeah,
And we knew that if we could solve that, how do I gather an audience problem,
yeah,
it was going to open this up to a much broader swath of merchants. So the partnership we have with Shop App is a real game changer, not just for Stage 10, but for the whole industry, particularly in the West, because we saw, as um, Taobao Live and Alibaba came together,
right, right,
that purpose-built live shopping system
yeah,
combined with that audience of consumers and shoppers
yeah.
was what really started to take it to the next level. And we believe that between Shopify and Stage 10, we're going to be able to provide that same magic to the Western Hemisphere.
Really, really interesting, and I would say a key differentiator, right, in the platform overall. That's something that I don't think anybody else has tackled or actually has out there. So congratulations on that. I know those are difficult deals to do, but seems like this is a right pivot moment for you guys in that for the ecosystem. You know, if you had a crystal ball, what do you we always ask that question, which I love. Like if you had a crystal ball, like what do you see, as the future or the evolution of live shopping?
Oh, I love talking about this. So it goes back to my uh, original insight, which drove Stage 10, which is the next generation of content formats are going to be real time, they're going to be interactive, and they're going to be monetized by on screen transactions. So, what does that open up? That opens up the ability for major merchants and brands to become, think of them maybe as the next generation of specialty networks. So,
Hmm.
why shouldn't an outdoor lifestyle brand create content that's about outdoor lifestyle that's monetized through selling of their products? So not necessarily just the old school pitch person that you'd see on traditional shopping networks, but
Right,
next generation content formats that are relevant to a merchant's consumer base and give them a really fun new way to go shopping that connects them both with the brand and the content, but also allows them to make purchases on screen as a way of participating. So that idea of brands starting specialty channels and merchants going live and being able to answer questions and kind of take e-commerce beyond the brochure, that's a big part of it. But I think it goes even further than that. And where I see it going to get to scale in the West, we saw that ability to gather an audience for merchants. But the other major piece that we're excited about, what we're working on around this, and we've got some exciting announcements coming up, is affiliate live selling. So
yeah,
what do you do with all the merchants who, maybe you're too shy to go live or don't
right,
have a brand ambassador or an
right,
influencer associated with them?
right,
They still need to participate in the live shopping market, which
yeah,
McKinsey says is going to be 20% of all e-commerce within the next couple of years.
yeah,
And what do you do with all of those creators and influencers and publishers and what I think is going to be the biggest category of live seller, which is the solopreneur. So think about all the people who sell
yeah,
for some of those multi-level marketing schemes. There's millions of people out there wanting to build businesses selling to their communities. And for us, that ability to uh, disintermediate the merchant and the live streamer and
Mhm.
provide live streamers with their first real way to make money from their live streams, and provide merchants with this pool of amazing subject matter experts and people who deeply love their product and want to sell on their behalf.
Yeah.
Uh, we think that's going to take it to scale and be really exciting, because we see like major publishers and media companies getting into this.
Yeah.
Affiliate selling is a big part of their future. We see a massive market of creators and influencers who already work with brands.
Mm.
If we can make it super easy for them and also open up this, what we're calling the League of Live Sellers,
Yeah.
and get the world out there, um, understanding that we're giving them a new way to build a business with live shopping,
Mhm.
that's going to really take things to the next level. So I guess just in summary, the next generation content formats are going to be real-time, interactive, monetized by transactions. We think they're going to be created by anybody, not just the merchants.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the on-screen, real-time selling of those products that are going to generate the revenue, to make sure that the world is making this content.
Yeah, those marketplaces people have been talking about for a while. Nobody's really kind of cracked the code completely yet, right? The platforms here and Mark and the influencers here, but bringing it all together, that it's a great opportunity, like you said, for anybody who wants to that
Absolutely. I think
has a influence over X amount of people or is an expert in something. It makes it great for them. So I see, like, it'll be really, really interesting in the next couple of years to watch this whole thing evolve. We'll look back and think,
yeah,
well, and I'm
exactly.
sure we'll have some surprises along the way,
Oh, there always are. There always are. But if it all goes back to that core truth that
Yeah,
there's a massive opportunity for real-time interactive content on the web, and if we give a methodology to earn money that causes interactive delight in the audience,
yeah,
it's going to change the way content is produced and
yeah,
experienced forever.
yeah,
Like a great point is, they say, well, VOD killed live, and nobody watches live anymore unless it's sports or it's the Academy Awards. There's a reason. If we give audiences a reason to tune in at a
yeah,
particular time, whether that's
yeah,
because they're a part of the show, participating in it, whether they want to be part of the community that's
yeah,
watching the show, which is
yeah,
interacting with each other in real
exactly.
time, uh, the it'll be the audiences who get hooked on that feeling,
Yeah,
and once they demand it, everybody's going to start making that kind of content, and
yeah.
that's going to be amazing for merchants, because we can just uh, let all those amazing new interactive content creators sell products on behalf of our merchant partners.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and good luck with everything. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other soon.
Thank you, Cynthia. We really appreciate being part of this, and definitely looking forward to seeing you soon.